If you're wondering how I fit these into this top, poop tape. Yeah. Guys, what is up? We're back. We're back on YouTube, my friend. And properly. Who would have thought? Me. I thought it. I was about to do it. Anyway, I mean, when you quit your job, a lot of things happen. So let's begin with like a proper explanation of what empathy is. So I'm an empath, okay, and for me, it feels like I'm a sponge. Like for people around me, for things that I'm consuming, media, art, music, books, anything at all, it feels like I'm a sponge. So I'll give you some examples. I was talking to a friend of mine, I think many months back, many months back. She wanted to be a writer, but she was really scared of doing it. So she had never like picked up a like a thing to write about. Like she had never uttered a word or typed out a word. So to like just like get her started or something, I started talking to her about what kind of book she would write, who would be the protagonist, what would the story be, you know, stuff like that. And the moment I started doing that and we were discussing it, I felt this deep sense of despair in my heart, and I felt like I was at the bottom of like a very deep well, and everything else that I've ever wanted was on like the top of it, like outside it, and I was just like stuck down there, you know. And after that conversation, I had asked her about it, like how she was feeling during that, and it was that, like it was genuinely that feeling. And I was like, yeah, I felt that too. And she said, why are you hanging out with me? And I was like, that's not the point. And one of the more recent examples that I can think of is I was at another friend's house and I was doing a tarot reading for her. And she was drinking wine, and I don't really drink or consume anything that can hinder my sense of connectivity with like the spirit and the universe. So I didn't consume it during the reading, at least. And but since I was doing a reading for her and I was connected to her energy, the moment she took a sip, I felt the warmth of it in my chest. And she's like, you really feel that? And I was like, yeah, I do. I feel like a lot of people think that it's a weakness, but it's really not. It's just a heightened sense. You know what I mean? Like if you have really good eyesight, like you can see like really far, or if you have really good hearing, that's it. It doesn't have to mean anything. It's just you just experience things a little more intensely, whether it's some sort of like tangible sense like sight or smell or audio, or it's a sense of feeling your emotions, the emotions of people around you, the energies around you. That is it. That is what empathy is basically. Yeah. So a lot of people think that empaths can be really easily manipulated because we feel a lot and it's easier to like get us tangled. The thing people don't realize is that it's not I or any other empath will not feel what you're trying to get me to feel. I will feel what is there. That means I can feel you're trying to manipulate me. I will feel the energy that is actually there. You know, it's not going to be like a pick and choose thing. I will feel what is there. It's not going to be a random thing, right? So you cannot. There has not been a stronger lie detector than an empath. Another thing that people are like misconstruing about being an empath is that there is no logic. There is logic. Like I know if my response to something is a little more heightened, I can understand that. I can detach myself from that feeling, from what I cannot help but express, and understand that this might not require this heightened sense of emotion. Like, for example, my manager at my old job, one that I quit, scolded me like for something that I did for an article that I wrote, and I was already very anxious, like going to work that day because I kind of felt it coming on. Like I knew I was about to be reprimanded. I don't like that ever. I just don't like it. I have a thing anyway. So I knew that was coming and I was already anxious. And the moment she started talking to me about it and started telling me how I've been doing things wrong and it's my last warning or whatever, I started crying. And I started crying while realizing that I shouldn't be crying. Like, it's not that big a deal right now. So I started crying, like, oh my god, I'm crying. Oh, I cannot believe I'm crying. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna go get a coffee now. Do you want a coffee? I said that. I actually asked her if she wanted a coffee while there were like tears pouring down my cheeks. I did, yeah. And then I also went to the washroom, and then for like 5-7 minutes I sobbed. Genuinely and earnestly sobbed where I couldn't breathe. That's how bad it was. And then I took a coffee from like the machine thingy that is there, which is probably not good for my anxiety, but oh well. And then I went back to work. That is how it is. The more experienced you are with your empathy, the easier it is to recognize that this is not what the situation calls for. It is what your body calls for. Does that make sense? For other empaths out there, sometimes feeling too much can make you go a little crazy and like overstimulated and unsure of where you are and how to do things and what you should be doing at all. So there are a few things that I do personally that help me, and these are things that I have not seen on like the proper websites. I mean, there is obviously grounding, and there is taking a break, and there is having a water, isolating yourself and stuff like that, but not the way that I have experienced it. Okay, so the first thing that I really recommend is isolation, but not just like the moment you are overstimulated and you need a break, but constant and periodic and regular isolation. That is just to realize and be familiar with what your energy is. So I had a friend, the one that I did tarot reading for. She asked me like, how do you, because you're such an empath, how do you like differentiate between like what is your feeling and what is somebody else's feeling? Like, doesn't that get a lot sometimes? And I was like, yeah, it does, but I feel like I have been on my own so many times that I'm very, very acutely aware of what my energy is. Like, I explained it to her with an example that was like, if I'm in a situation where I am in a crowd and there is a lot of people around me and I am feeling all of their energies, and I want to recognize and filter out the things that do not belong to me, that are not mine to carry, basically, I would think of my energy as like a charm which is in a drawer full of things like other charms, stuff like that. And I know my energy so accurately that I can feel it out. Like, I can figure out which shape it is, what texture it is, how it feels to be in my energy. So like, I can easier than before, at least. I mean, it is getting better with time, but like for now I can understand and feel out what is my energy and then tap into it consciously, so that I am not carrying on somebody else's feelings and thoughts or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And because one of the biggest drawbacks of being an empath is that you constantly take on things that are not yours, and it can genuinely drain you. And if you have like things to do, YouTube videos to record, it is easier, and it is so lucrative to know how to handle it, you know what I mean? Like, it is just so nice. It is genuinely such a relief to be able to do that, to be consciously able to choose to just tap into my own energy, so just because I know what it feels like. I feel like when I was a child, I didn't realize why I felt some things more intensely than others. Like, I would see a woman on the metro wearing a grey sweater and like having a diamond ring, and I would feel that very intensely. I would imagine a whole scene in my head. I don't know if it was true or if it was just something that my mind made up because of the feeling that I got, but I could imagine like a whole scene. Like, I would imagine her in her life, like doing daily mundane things. And I didn't realize what it is then, and I thought that everybody felt that, but that wasn't the case. So then I started realizing, then I started putting in effort and trying to make it so that I know myself. So I am so well attuned with myself right now that I know exactly what food I want, what clothes I want to wear, what makeup I want to do to properly and genuinely express myself. I know how to, because every single thing that is off, I feel it. You know, like I know that pasta is a comfort food, pizza is a chilling food. Does that make sense? Like the harshness of the crust of the pizza is not a comfort food. The softness of the pasta is the comfort food. It depends on what you need in the moment. I know what candles to burn. I know what tea to have. I know what color bedsheet I want to be able to feel myself, to be able to feel like myself. I know what skincare combo I want to use so that I can easily satisfy the thing that I want to satisfy on my face, if it's dryness or elasticity or acne or whatever, you know what I mean? And that is not just like using the right product, because there are like 3 different products for the same concern. It is about using the right textured product. Yeah. And I feel like I am still doing that. I am not completely done with that yet, because even now when I am in some sort of argument or some sort of confrontation, I am not focusing on what the other person is doing. I mean, I'm focusing on the words that they're saying so that I can have a proper logical conversation, but I'm not focusing on like their body cues, because I'm so concerned with if I'm using the right words that represent my feelings correctly. Because if I don't do that, if I'm not constantly in check of what words I'm using and how they come off and how they put my situation forth, I will not be able to go to sleep that night, because I will feel it like a physical, tangible chink in my chest where something's wrong, like something didn't fit, something was off, something didn't make sense to what I was actually feeling. Like the moment it makes sense and it's genuinely accurate, the moment I feel it's accurate, I feel like there's a river flowing through me. You know what I mean? Like that is what empathy, that is how I regulate my empathy in one of the ways, is to genuinely get to know myself. You know, and that can only happen when you're isolated, unfortunately, because when you're around somebody else, you're going to feel their energy. Even when I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to like negotiate something, I can feel what they want me to say, I can feel what they want from me, and it's really, really hard to not give into it. The second thing that really helps me is drawing mind maps of why that feeling exists. So my enthusiasm for psychology plays a lot of like a big part here, a big role here. Understanding why a feeling happens and what leads to that feeling allows me to be able to untangle it in my head so that I can feel peace again. So I remember this time where I was talking to a friend, the one who wanted to be an author, friend 1, the other one is friend 2. The one who wanted to be an author, I was talking to her and she told me about her friend who every single time she would be out with somebody else and somebody would compliment my friend, that girl would tell her like, wouldn't you compliment her back? Like, won't you compliment her back? And the moment she told me this, I was like, that is because she compliments people so that she can get compliments back. So knowing that puts me at ease, because if something is going to take so much of my time, so much of my experience in this life, on this earth, if so much of it is going to be dominated by how I'm feeling, I feel like it is generally necessary to know why those feelings happen, how to solve them, and how to regulate them also. Like a week ago or something, I was talking to my friend who I did a tarot reading for, and she was trying to explain to me why she's so mad at this person that she is romantically involved with. And the moment she started speaking, I was like, you're not mad at him, you're mad at yourself. This is how it works, this is how you will feel when that happens, this is how you solve it. And she's like, wow, I don't feel mad anymore. And I was like, yeah, like this ease has come from a lot of self analyzing. Like every single time I come across a feeling or an experience where I don't understand what is happening, because genuinely I feel like one of the things about being an empath is that you can genuinely feel and understand the logistics of every single other aspect there is to one particular situation. So to pick out which one was correct and which one was not correct and which one suited the situation more, it's a little taxing. There's a lot that goes on here, you know what I mean? So if there is something that happens where I am not sure what happened, you will always, and people who are genuinely like, who know me in real life will know I ask a lot of questions. Why did you do that? Why did you say that? And it's not interrogation, it's like, why did you do that? It is genuine, like, why did you do that? Like, what is the reason behind it? How did we come to this collective reaction that I don't understand? And I also feel that just because I know how these mind maps work, how these emotions work, if I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling demotivated, I can come back from that faster each time because I know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like an emotional reset that I can put myself through because I know what areas to tackle to get rid of that feeling. Get it? It's fun, right? And finally, this is one of the common ones, but a lot of censorship just on everything that you consume and everything that you surround yourself with. Food, people, situations, work, music, art, TV shows, movies. I just stopped counting there because I don't know, don't think too much about it. There's no mind map there. I ask anybody that knows me personally, I do not consume things that I don't like. You will not catch me watching a horror movie. You will not catch me hearing a horror movie. You will not catch me hearing, watching, knowing, trying to get to know anything that has any remote negative feeling surrounding it. When you're lactose intolerant, you stay away from dairy. You know it harms you. Dairy is really good for other people. It has great amount of calcium, but it's harmful to you. So you stay away. Right? Because you're the one who has to bear the pain of it. So like if I watch something that is deeply upsetting to me, I will not be able to get rid of that feeling for a week. I will be trying to go to sleep. I will be trying to go to sleep and I will remember what that feels like, and then I will have to watch something else or immerse myself in some sort of other comforting media, whether it's a TV show, music, or like books or whatever, and so that I can grab onto that instead of the upsetting feeling that I was thinking of before. I watch Barbie movies. I watch Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir. Okay, I watch Modern Family. I watch Big Bang Theory. I watch stuff like that. I watch YouTube vlogs of people roaming Paris or people roaming New York or stuff like that. I do not watch traumatic shit. I do not watch genuinely heinous things. Murder mysteries are not for me. The thing is that an empath watching it feels what the person going through that feels. You're watching it and like, oh my god, that person's getting scared. An empath is watching it and being like, oh my god, I'm getting scared. The feeling negatives intensely aside, being an empath is great. Honestly, I feel everything. Excitement, I feel humor, I feel hope deeply. My whole body lights up from the inside. Not really, because that would be freaky. On the inside, when there's something that makes me happy. If I am reading a good book, if I am reading a bad book and I'm really enjoying like the traumatic part of it, not like the traumatic part of it, but like the genuine insanity that somebody has written, and I'm like, what is going on? I feel that deeply, and it gives me energy, because emotions are energy, right? And no energy is ever gone. my PCMB background is screaming. It's only ever converted from one form to another, right? So I can take that excitement and turn every single speck of it into something that helps me, because I'm so aware of it, because I'm so genuinely attuned with it. You know, it's really good. Like experiencing art, experiencing joy, experiencing those tiny moments with your friends where you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe I am having the time of my life. Being at home with the clean everything. I mean, that's already like a good feeling, right? So being at home, having everything cleaned with like a full, like everything shower, and like having a good book to read after it while you're drinking some sort of like good tea, you know, I feel that extremely deeply. I feel it everywhere in my body, and my heart genuinely, I feel like it grows 3 sizes, not abnormally. I do not need medical assistance, but like emotionally, spiritually, it grows. You know, it's great. I love it. I honestly do not think that I would have been able to go on with the dream of me becoming a performing artist, of my dream of becoming a performing artist, if I did not have this intense sense of feeling, especially when it came to hope. It would not have happened. Just the fact that even if it's like 5% extra than my disappointments or my fear or my anxiety or my apprehension or whatever other synonym you want to use, you know, I feel it. I feel that 5 extra percent, and it makes sense to me. I'm so like, it's like watching and feeling everything under a microscope. Like you can see every single aspect turning. You can see every single thing turning, and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. You know? It's fantastic. Like another thing that empathy has helped me with is being so detail oriented. I know what art to put up. I know what makes a place more homely. I know what makes things soothing. I can stack them on top of another and make a genuinely really cozy environment. I can make a really sensual environment if I want to, because everything, empaths feel everything intensely. Everything. Anyway, I can make things really celebratory if I want to. I can, every single thing will be so well thought of. You do not expect that particular area to also contribute to the situation, but when you change it and you add the things that are supposed to be there, it will make a difference. It's like that. Yeah. So empathy is fucking cool, man. Like it's a great skill to have. Great skill, power. What is the word that I used? Ability. It's a very cool ability to have. So I have my notes here. Did I mention that I have my notes here? Or am I... Never mind. I have my notes here. So that is all I had for this video. I hope it helped. I hope it added something to your life, to your day. If you are an empath, I hope you gained something here. If you know an empath, I hope you share this with them so that they can live a little easier in their lives. If you have any stories or comments or tips and tricks to handle empathy, I would love to know, honestly. I'm assuming so would a lot of other people as well. So you can share them down in the comments. And subscribe if you haven't yet. Yeah, and I'll be posting a lot more singing and dancing also. Because that is why I'm here. What I'm here for. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope it's the nicest, greatest, funnest day. Every single day. Every single day, more the next day. If you don't know, thank you.